Good morning, class 12th. So this lecture is going for you, and we are going to discuss a very important topic in chapter current electricity, and that is Kirchhoff's rules. Kirchhoff rules, or these are also known as Kirchhoff's laws. So students, for understanding Kirchhoff laws, this is very important to draw a circuit diagram, to draw a network and discuss few terms related to Kirchhoff law. So I am drawing a circuit diagram, and that diagram should be little bit complicated. So don't worry about that. We will discuss it. Suppose there is EMF, there is a resistance, and there is a very simple circuit. And suppose here also is a resistance, and this is joint like this, okay, and we have drawn it now. So students, why I have drawn this circuit? To discuss about few terms related to Kirchhoff law. So let us name this R1, R2, R3, R4, and suppose this is R5, this is R6, and let us draw one more EMF here. Suppose this is E1, this is E2. So I have drawn a complicated circuit diagram. Now students, there are terms related to this network. This we are going to discuss. And the very first thing which we are going to discuss, a branch. What is branch? That is the current path from one junction to another junction. The path of current from one junction to another junction is known as branch. Now what is this junction? For understanding this junction, and let us name these points. Suppose this is A, B, C, and this is D, E, F. So there should not be any confusion. What is junction? A junction is more than two branches meeting point. You must have heard this word junction. As for railway, use this word. Now what is the meaning of junction? Is our town is a junction? No, it's not a junction. Why that is not a junction? Because there are only two paths. We can go from here to Lal Kuan, or we can go from here to Bareilly, towards Bareilly. There is no other line available. So there are only two paths. That is, Kicha is not a junction. Our town is not a junction. But here, suppose we discuss about point C. From this, we are having one path towards R3, one part towards E1, another part towards this, suppose R5. We are having another path that is towards R2. So whenever a railway station is offering more than two lines, more than two lane, more than two destination, that railway station is considered to be a junction. Similarly, suppose a point is offering more than two path, that will be considered to be a junction. So C is a junction, F is a junction. Is B a junction? No, B is not a junction, as it is offering only two paths, not more than two. Okay, is this point a junction? E, yes, of course, this is a junction. D is not a junction. So a junction is which is offering more than two branches meeting point. Means this path of current is known as the branch. Path of current is the branch, and the branches meeting point, more than two branches meeting point, is considered to be a junction. So all these branches are meeting at a single point C. All these branches are meeting at a single point F. So F is a junction and C is a junction. E is a junction, D is not a junction. More than two branches should be meeting at a single point for making out a junction. So this must be clear to you. Now students, very important point I am going to write. Current in a branch is always same. This you have to remember. Actually this you have to remember. In fact, we can say this is the law of conservation of charge. We already have studied about this. The charge is always conserved. Similarly, suppose C is a junction, F is a junction. The path of current is going from here to here. Suppose, okay, this is a terminal, higher terminal, lower terminal. Suppose this is the direction of current and this current is I. So if I current is released from F, then the same current I will be received from C. For example, suppose between Lalkua junction and Bareilly junction there is no stoppage. Then number of passengers which are going from Lalkua, the same number of passengers will reach in Bareilly station. So what is the meaning of this? That is a law of conservation of passengers, we can say, okay, because the total number of passengers will remain same. In the similar way, from F we have dropped I current, then on C we will receive the same current. And what is branch? The branch is the path between two junction. This is what I have written, the current path from one junction to another. So from one junction to another, that is the branch, and same current will be drawn. So in a branch the current will remain same. F is a junction, C is a junction. How many paths are there? How many branches are there? We can say F E1C is a branch. Okay, let us point out the name of the branches. F E1C, that's a branch. Okay, we can say F is junction, C is junction. So F A B C, that's a branch. Okay, one more path which we have, F E F R4 E2 D R3, F R4 E2 D R3, and again C. So that is a branch. So these are the possible path we have to form a junction. So junction is clear, means to draw the branches. Branches are clear, junction definition is clear. Okay, more than two branches meeting point. Now students, let us discuss about the another terminology, that is loop. Loop. Actually, loop is a continuous path. When we speak about branch, branch is the current path from one junction to another junction. But when we speak about loop, loop is a continuous path starting from the same point and ending towards the same point. So from C we are starting and coming back to C. That will be known as a loop. So this is a loop. We start from C. From point C we have started. So C R3 D E2 R4, then F A R1 R5, again C. That's a loop. We can start from C and like this we can return back. So C E1 F A R1 B R5 C. That's a loop. We can start from C, C E1 F E R4 E2 D R3, again back to C. So that is also a loop. So there can be various loops. And remember one more thing, that's not necessary that a loop is always starting from a junction. The example which I have considered right now, I have started from this C point and C was a junction. So it's not a necessary part that the junction should be started from, means the loop should be started from a junction. You can start from anywhere. So loop is, it is a continuous path. It is a continuous path starting from a point, and coming back to the same point. I hope you understood this definition. Now students, the basic terms which were required to understand Kirchhoff rule we already have discussed. And students, remember one thing, this topic is going to be a very important topic for your syllabus. Questions, numericals are being asked based on Kirchhoff law. So take this topic very, very seriously. Okay. So let me erase this all for writing Kirchhoff rule. There are two laws. There are two rules of Kirchhoff. The very first rule is Kirchhoff current rule. Kirchhoff current rule. For understanding this current rule, let me draw a particular point I have considered, and this is a junction. Okay, and says few parts I have shown coming and few parts I have shown which are going out. So suppose this is I1, I2, I3, I4, I5. Okay, and this is a junction. So the algebraic sum of all the currents, okay, passing through a junction is always 0. So this you have to remember, the algebraic sum of all the current will be 0. This is a general rule. If you get confused with this, so you may understand. Suppose we are standing in a Lalkua junction. Generally, suppose in the beginning it was idle. Few passengers came and they gone to Bareilly. Few passengers are coming from Rudrapur. Few passengers are going towards Kitcha. So none of the passenger is generated by that junction. So we can say the number of passengers who are coming, the same number of passengers are going out. So nothing is, means the total sum, the algebraic sum of all the passengers will remain 0. In the similar way, the algebraic sum of all the currents passing through the junction is always 0. So you can understand like this. Suppose the current which are coming towards the junction I have considered positive. So this is plus I1, this is plus I2, and this I3 is going out. I have considered it negative because this is a terminology. We have considered algebraic sum. So this we have to understand that for incoming we have taken positive, then for outgoing we can take negative. You can take vice versa. Nothing will be harm with it. So minus I3, then again minus I4, and I5 is towards, so plus I5 is equal to 0. Now students, one thing which we can do, I1 plus I2 plus I5, let us remain this all on the same side, and minus I3 minus I4 will be shifted on another side and will become plus I3 and plus I4. So students, this is the equation which we have formed. You can see I1, I2, I5 are arriving towards the junction, and this I3 and I4 are going out from the junction. So nothing is due to the junction. So we can say current coming in, okay, is equal to outgoing current. That is a general law in Kirchhoff first law or Kirchhoff current law. That's very important. Sometimes even the definition of this is being asked in the exam. So you will explain along with the figure, and this is how you will write. I hope you understood this. Now let us discuss about Kirchhoff's second rule, and that is also known as Kirchhoff voltage rule. Kirchhoff second law, and that is also known as voltage law. How we can do this? Kirchhoff second law or voltage law. So that is sigma summation V is equal to summation IR, and that is equal to 0. The net potential, the sum of or the net potential across a loop is always the sum of net potential. We can write as the sum of potential across a loop. The sum of potential across, we can write as the sum of potential across the elements, because in a loop there will be several elements. For example, and you may be slightly that sir is taking out time because I haven't learned the definition. I just create the definition. Suppose we are starting from point C and we are coming back to point C. So what is there? That's a continuous loop. Okay. So in the loop there are various elements, and across the various element there is potential difference. So the sum of potential across various elements in a loop is always equal to 0. So if you will add all these potential across means potential across resistor R5, potential across R1, potential across E1 already we know, and coming back to point C, the sum of all this will be equal to how much? That will be equal to 0. So that is Kirchhoff voltage rule or loop law. And for understanding this, because this is a very complicated circuit, let me draw a very easy circuit and I will explain to you. Suppose a resistance I have considered, and suppose there is a potential difference, suppose there is another resistance, suppose this is R1, this is R2, and suppose this is EMF E. Current will start from higher potential to lower potential. Suppose I current is flowing. So what will be the current? Current will remain I. Why the current will remain I? For all in this branch, because you can clearly see that is A is a junction, B is a junction. Starting from a junction, coming towards a junction. So this is a branch. In branch, the I current will remain same. But suppose here in the lower end also we have applied a battery, and suppose this is connected directly, or suppose one resistance is there in between, and this is E1, so this is E2, and plus minus, and suppose higher potential to lower potential I2, and this is I1. Now what is the current in this branch AB? So you can see what is the direction of current here. So this is the direction of current here. What is the direction of current here? That is the direction of current here, means current here will be like this and current here will be like this. So you can see there will be the difference of I1 and I2. I1 minus I2 current will be there between A, E1, R1, B. So already we have studied the current in a loop is across all the elements. The sum of all the elements potential will be equal to 0. So suppose this is loop 1. In loop 1 we apply the Kirchhoff law. So this will be apply Kirchhoff law in loop 1. So what is going to be the condition? We is starting from E1 minus I1 R2 minus, again what will be this? Because we are coming towards this, so this will remain. What is the direction of current here? That's the direction of current here. So this will be minus, what is the resultant current? That is I1 minus I2, because both current are opposite in direction or same in direction, this and this. So minus I1 minus I2 R1, and this negative, starting from negative, and because we started from E1 only, so we have solved all, will be equal to 0. So this is how we will form the equation across a loop, and this application is known as Kirchhoff second law. So whenever a junction circuit diagram is given to you, firstly you will apply Kirchhoff current law and you will indicate the direction of currents in all respective branches, and later on you will apply Kirchhoff voltage rule to calculate the potential drop across each and every element. So this was all about Kirchhoff law. I hope you understood this, and after understanding this, that's not enough. We are going to solve few numericals. So let us begin. I have to firstly erase all this. Now students, so few questions I have written, page number 140, 13th question. So let me come to page number 140, yes, page number 140, question number 13th and even question number 12th. So I am writing the question, then we will solve it. So the numerical is use Kirchhoff's law, use Kirchhoff's laws to determine the value of current I1 in the given in the given electrical circuit. And the circuit is, okay, let me draw this circuit. One resistance E, F point, and this point, and there is a resistance, another resistance, and okay, so it is completed. Point C, point D, and here is another EMF available. It's 20 ohm. Okay, fine. So this circuit is completed. Let me write the values. 80 volt, 20 ohm, 40 ohm, 20 ohm. Figure is drawn. We have to calculate the current I1, means direction is already given in this circuit. So this is a little easier question, because sometime what will happen, the directions will not be given to you. You will draw the directions as by your own. But that's easy question, and this was asked in Delhi in year 2007. So this is one asked question in board exam, although a lot of year ago. So this is I3. Okay, this potential is 40 volt, 20 ohm. Okay, I1 I have shown, and I2 is here. Okay, so students, we have to calculate the value of which current? We have to calculate I1. Fine. So question is completed. Direction, that you are very lucky here. The direction of current is already given to you. So it's little easy question. Let us solve this. So firstly, find out the junction. D is junction, C is junction. If I1 current they have shown, so from one junction to another junction, what is there? That is a branch. Okay, so we are starting from junction C, we are coming towards junction D. So I1, this is a branch. So if I1 current is flowing here, then the same I1 current will be here, because we already have studied that current in a branch remain same. Similarly, if I2 current is approaching, then I2 current should be here as well. Doesn't matter that this is how much potential difference. I3 current is here, same I3 current will remain there. Now choose any loop. Suppose this is loop 1 and this is loop 2, and in this loop, because it will be complicated little, this is higher potential, this is lower potential. My way of solving this numerical is that I start from the higher potential and coming towards the lower potential. So let me show the direction of loop. This is the direction of loop, and current already we know. So this is how I am going to apply, and this is loop 1. No confusion should be there. And this is loop 2, negative and higher potential. So higher to lower. So this is the direction of loop 2. Apply Kirchhoff voltage law. Apply Kirchhoff's voltage law in loop 1. So what will be the equation formed? Start from the potential, that is 40. So 40, this is going along the loop. So 40 minus the resistance value is how much? 40. So 40 minus 40 I3, then again minus 20. What will be this? This will be, the current is I1. So minus 20 I1, then coming back to again same. So there are two elements only, is equal to 0. So equation is formed already. 40 I3 will be positive and 20 I1 also will be positive. Shifted to another side is equal to 40. Divide this whole equation by 20. So this equation will become 2 I3 plus I1 is equal to 40 divided by 20, that will be 2. So first equation is formed due to loop 1, and now form another equation due to loop 2. Apply Kirchhoff voltage law. Apply Kirchhoff's voltage law in loop 2. When you will apply that rule here, so suppose we are starting from here 80, then we are going towards the loop. Yes, we are going towards the loop. So 80 minus 20, what will be the current? That will be, because this current will be I2 only. So 80 minus 20 I2, then in this loop we are applying, so starting from negative ending towards positive. If between a loop, during a loop, you find any potential difference, so let me tell you what is the resultant. Starting from here, negative, then positive, so this is added, so this will be considered plus 40 because final result is addition. Now what will be this? The current is, this resistance is 40, so minus 40 and current is I3. Now we are in the same terminal, is equal to 0. So students, this is the equation. The very first equation was correct. I1 plus 2 I3 is equal to 2. That's the first equation we have formed. Another equation also we have formed. Let me check the durability of this equation. So 80 is there, and 80 plus 40, this will be 120. 120 is equal to 20 I2 plus 40 I3. Now divided by 20, hold the equation. So 6 is equal to I2 plus 2 I3. So this is the equation formed, because I am checking it as well. I2 plus 2 I3 is equal to 20. I1 plus 2 I3 is equal to 2. That's a correct equation. They haven't applied in this loop, that's why they are having different equation. So two equations we already have formed, and one equation you can form by applying it somewhere else. In loop 3 we can start from, suppose we are starting from this or this 80, and we are coming towards 80 from this path. So what will be the equation by this? So this will be in loop 3, suppose we apply, this will be 80 minus 20. What is the value of current here in this loop? That is I2. 80 minus 20 I2 minus, now as you can see, the direction of current is opposite to the direction of our loop. We are starting our loop like this, and this is coming opposite to us. When the direction of current is along us, we take it negative. This is opposite to us, so we will take it positive. So 80 minus 20 I2 plus this will be 20, and value of current is I1. Now we are in the same loop, is equal to 0. So what will be the equation? So 80 is equal to 20 I2 plus minus 20 I1 divided by 20. So 4 is equal to I2 minus I1. Is it the equation? Yes, I2 minus I1 is equal to 4. So both the equations are correct, and all the equations are correct. If you will solve it by your own, you will get the value of I1 as minus 1.2 ampere, because this will consume a lot of time to solve these equations. You may solve it by your own. So the value of I1 you will get minus 1.2 ampere. The important part of this such kind of questions is to draw it correctly, to take the correct loop, and to take the directions correct, and sign should be correct. Then half of your problem is solved. So let us solve another numerical, page number 140, 12th numerical. So I have to erase this numerical first. So students, let me draw the figure. Page number 140, 12th is done. 13th question. Find the magnitude. The question is, find the magnitude and direction of current in 1 ohm resistor in the given circuit. So circuit I am going to draw. Let us watch this out. This is the circuit. 6 volt, 3 ohm, resistance is given, and let me complete the circuit. It's 2 ohm, and potential difference is here 9 volt and here is also 3 ohm, and this is 9 volt, this is 1 ohm, another one here is 6 volt, point P, point Q. Okay, so all this circuit is completed, but we have to do magnitude of current in 1 ohm. So students, such kind of questions I was discussing with you people, that even the direction of current is not given to you. So firstly we will apply Kirchhoff current law, and then we will apply the voltage law. So don't worry about this. Let us solve this circuit along with me. So students, this is higher potential, lower potential, higher potential, lower potential. We are beginning with this higher potential. Suppose I started from here, and current, suppose I have taken I1, and point P, we are starting from point P. Point P is a junction, okay, and point Q is also a junction, more than 2 branches meeting point. So I1 is starting from here, then same I1 will come here. Now when this current will find 2 path, suppose the current here going out is I2. अगर I2 current यहाँ चली गई, if I2 current is going here, then what is the current, remaining current here? That will be I1 minus I2. So I1 minus I2 is here. Now this is a junction and this is a junction, so same current should be here. So I1 minus I2, the same current should be here as well. So current we have drawn already, and now if you have any doubt about what I have solved, so I1 minus I2 is here, you can find I1 minus I2. And out of I1 minus I2, I1 is gone here, so here should be minus I2. Yes, opposite direction, minus I2 is here. So my way of solving is correct. This is how you can check it out yourself. Now what should we do? Suppose I have considered this as loop 1. So loop 1, higher to lower, this is the direction, loop 1. And this is loop 2, higher to lower, so this is loop 2. Apply Kirchhoff voltage law in loop 1. Apply Kirchhoff second law or voltage law. Second law in loop 1. What you will find? That will be 6. You are starting from 6. 6 minus, this is going towards loop, so 6 minus 3I1. Now this is also going towards the loop. What will be the current through 1 ohm? The current through 1 ohm will be I2. So minus 1 I2 will be equal to 0. Okay, because we are coming back to here. So 6 is equal to 3I1 plus I2. That's first equation we have drawn. Now apply Kirchhoff second law in loop 2. Apply this in loop 2. What will be the condition? That will be start from 9. 9 minus, this is going towards the loop, so 9 minus 2. In bracket this will be I1 minus I2. What will be the condition here? This is the direction of our loop and I2 is in opposite direction. I already have told you this is the direction of our loop and I2 is in opposite direction of our loop. We should add this value. So this will be plus I2. And now coming here, 3 and direction of current is along the loop, so this will be subtracted. So minus 3 in bracket I1 minus I2 is equal to 0. So form the equation. So 9 minus 2I1 minus minus plus 2I2 plus I2 minus 3I1 minus minus plus 3I2 is equal to 0. So what will be the equation? This will be 9 minus 2I1 minus 3I1. This will become minus 5I1. 2I2 plus I2, 3I2 plus 3I2. This will be 6I2 is equal to 0. So students, form the equation. This will become 5I1 because this will be shifted there, minus 6I2 is equal to 9. Equation 2. That's first equation, that's second equation. Here we are getting plus I2 only, there we are getting 6I2. So multiply this equation 1 by 6. This is known as method of elimination. So multiply it by 6. So this will become 3 into 6. 3 6 are 18I1 and plus 6I2 is equal to 6 6 are 36. Add these two equations. So this will be added 23I1, this will be getting cancelled out. 23I1 is equal to 9 plus 6. This will be how much? 45. So I1 will be how much? I1 will be 45 upon 23. Let me check the answer. Okay, very good. 45 upon 23 ampere. That's the correct answer. And while substituting the value in any equation, you can calculate the value of I2. You may substitute the value of I1 in any equation and you will calculate I2, and I2 will be how much? 42 upon 23 ampere. Now what is the question they have asked? So they have asked current through 1 ohm. Current through 1 ohm. Current through 1 ohm. What is the current? That is I2 only. So I2 we already have calculated. Current through the 1 ohm resistor. There is only 1 ohm resistor is this much. And this should be the current we already have calculated. I hope you understood this. So this is what we needed to do. So these are the applications of Kirchhoff law we have discussed. Even few numericals are still yet written, and I am not going to solve it as the duration of the lecture has increased a lot. So thank you. God bless you.